Bang. Who would have thought, right? It's almost becoming redundant, monotonous, and almost ridiculous to even have these conversations anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Every trade worked. You guys in the S bet, remember the $15 calls? Remember when you thought you were late to the party buying the 15s at $2 and then you wound up selling them at 4, 6, and 8? Yeah, stocks are 30 now. You weren't too late. There is no too late in a bull market when we never go down, right? You thought you missed USAR? Why? Was it not going to go to $15 today? And not only did it go to 15, now it's at 15.80. Is it not going to $20? So here's how you do it. See this face right here? Stupid, right? Right. That's what my wife says all the time. My wife, and I talk about this, and this is a real story. To this day, right? I still debate. I know the answer. Is losing money worse than missed opportunity? Obviously, losing money is worse because you've actually lost money. Missed opportunity, you can always find another one. But it hurts just the same. For me, it's neck and neck. But let's just say losing money is worse, but missed opportunity, right? So I get a look on my face, right? My wife's been, I've been winning for 27 years. She knows every dumb look in my face. And the joke is, as soon as she sees, oh, wait, before you start telling that same story again, wait, let me get the kids. Come around, kids, come around the campfire. Your father is about to tell us about some stock, right? That you were going to buy. Oh, wait, that's the face. Oh, wait, you bought it. And then you sold it hoping to buy it back. And then it kept going up without you. And then you didn't want to buy it back, right? Okay. That's the face, right? And yeah, that's the face, right? All right. So then she would ask me, so what's the situation? So you bought it at 15, you sold it at 17, and now it's at 20. Where'd you think it was going when you bought it at 15? 40. Do you still think it's going to 40? Yeah. Well, then buy it back. But I just sold it. But you still think it's going to 40. So what's the difference if you own it at 17 or 20? It's 3 points that you're not going to make. Is it still going to 40? Then make the money to 40. But I was waiting for it to pull back. What if it doesn't pull back? Buy it now. What if it pulls back after I buy it? You still think it's going to 40, don't you? Yes. Well, then buy it back. And that's the market we're in right now. Stop thinking. If you thought SBET was going to $27 and it went from 15 to 18, did it not mean it was still going to $27? So buy it at 18. So then when it's at 20, oh man, I really wish I would have bought it at 15. Do you still think it's going to $27? Yes. Where did it go? $27. And now that it broke 27, where's it going? 120. That's a big jump there, right? Do I really think it's going to 120? Of course. If you haven't noticed, once a stock breaks out in this market, you don't go up 8%. You don't go up 12.5%. Those are rookie numbers. There was a time, I remember back in the 80s, in the 90s, if you made 12.5% on your investment in the stock market, you were a genius. Now that's a half an hour. Stocks are going, they're not just going parabolic, they're going super parabolic now. When your stock breaks out, you basically double. That's not how it's supposed to work. Stock consolidates, breaks out, you tack on 8%, 12%, you pull back, you consolidate. No, not in this market. You break out, you double. And that's just the beginning of the trade, because then you double and you double again and then you triple, like ASTS, right? ASTS, right? Remember ASTS? Remember that one? When we bought it again at 31 and added at 39, we said it's definitely going to go to 50 and 50 gets you 80, but then they did an offering, right? So the stock, what happened? It spent 2.5 weeks consolidating, and in 2 days, it made it all back. You know what that's called? The bull market. Now ASTS. See, so with ASTS, right, you were waiting for some magical price to buy it back. Did you buy it? No. You're going to wind up buying it at all-time highs. That's the thing about the bull market. You wait for the pullback, and then you think the pullback's going to be bigger, and then you wind up not buying it. You wind up buying the stock anyway at a higher price. You might as well buy it now. Right? Just buy it. You don't wait. You can't wait, like Qs, like QuantumScape, right? I made a mistake that day. And the next day I was like, bitch, Stock pulled back 30 cents. I had 6,000 shares. I wound up losing $2,000. And the stock doesn't care about how I feel or what I did yesterday. Is it breaking 750 today? Yes, buy it. It's going to 10. Did it break 10? Yes, buy it. It's going to 1250. And then what happens when it goes to all-time highs? You guys know QS? Of course you do. Stock just came out of the grossest Andy Dufresne pattern I've seen since Myrna or USAR or SBET. They're all the same trade. It's all the same stock. That's why Clove is even a good buy. That stock came out of the Andy Dufresne finally. You're telling me QS isn't going to 1850? Why? Why? Because it's already up 400% this year? What does that mean? Stocks don't just go they don't go 4x anymore. They go 10, 20x. So unless your stock's up 20-fold, you probably got more to go. Like SBET. Stock went from 4 to 120 back to 8. Now it's at 30. Where's it going? Probably back to 120. But now it has options. You don't have to take that much risk on these trades anymore, friends. USAR has options. SBET has options. Myrna has options. SMCI finally broke out. What's it going to do? It's going to tack on 8%? No, it's going to double. Just broke out from 35. Where's it going to go? 70. Stocks just don't go up 5 to 10% anymore. It's 100% or bust. And that's where you just get started. That's why I like the stock Clove, right? It's at 280. 100% get you 5. Then what happens? That's when it starts to go up, when it breaks over 5, if it ever gets over 5. And now, for the first time, you're talking about 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. I'll give you something. The market actually sold off into the close for the first time in what seems like 3 months. Is the power gap violated? No, it's not violated. But when the market started selling off into the close, you could have bought a 558 put, right? Listen to these prices. I bought them earlier at 75 cents. Then I bought more at 104. And then they were at 124. And like an idiot, I didn't sell any. And I let them go all the way back to 50 cents. And I was getting my ass kicked. You know what I did at 50 cents? I bought more. Because I figured, hey, if I'm going to lose $300, I might as well lose $600, right? So I gave it a shot. And I got out while we were making the video at 12 o'clock. The market sold off to the point where I could get out, and I made some money. And then they crashed again all the way back down to 20 cents. Did you see what happened at the close on those 558s? I wish I could lie, but I won't lie. I bought them at 33 cents. No, sorry. I bought them at 43 cents and I sold them at 62 cents. Yeah. And they went to $2. Still not bad. But the point is, we have seen something we haven't seen in a very long time. A sell-off into the close. Seriously. We haven't seen a sell-off into the close probably in 3 months. And the UVXY actually fought its way back and closed up a cent. I mean, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. I mean, we're in the ninth circle of hell of this market already, buying stocks that have basically announced bankruptcies and they're going up 10x. But I'm looking for something for there to be a reason to want to short something or stop right there. The Qs in particular. That's the trade. As much as I say you can't short the Qs, you can't short the Qs. Over the last 5 or 6 days, I've actually shorted the Qs and survived. That's a sign in itself. The idea that we were able to pick a few spots and make money shorting the Qs, even though you had to get out. Today, the difference was we actually sold off into the close. That's significantly different, right? Now, if tomorrow we gap up and we follow through on the selling, if the gap gets sold off into tomorrow, yeah, there you go. That's what I was about to tell you. If the market gaps up tomorrow and starts to sell off, confirming what we just witnessed, I will be getting aggressively short the Qs and probably lose my fucking house. No, but I will be shorting the Qs aggressively, like aggressively. I'm talking like 50 contracts, 100 contracts to start, maybe get myself up to 200, 300 contracts. Like do some in the money, do some slightly out of the money. And I don't even want to say this out loud, but the idea that Maybe we could stay short the whole day. I can't even. My body rejects that. Well, even when I say my body forces me to laugh. just the idea, just the idea of the market opening up and selling off and watching it go down the whole day. I mean, I've seen it happen. I don't think we're ever going to see that ever happen again. But tomorrow might be that day. We might get one of those days because if we gap up, sell the gap, go red, confirm today's selling, we could actually go down 6 points tomorrow on the Qs. A whole 6 points. Yeah. That's all you're going to get. What? What? You need more than 6 points? All you needed was 2 points going into the close for a 7x trade on an option. We're talking options, baby. Oh, man. Wow. Man, oh, man. And, it's a funny thing. Well, funny but tragic. Last week when I was buying this SBET, I don't think I've liked the trade better than this stock. I don't think I've liked this setup better than SBET long when it broke over 1250. Any trade in my entire life. And I said, you know what? This is going to be the one. Let me load up. And I didn't do it. So usually when I don't do it, the next one I decide to load up on is not a good trade. And now I'm thinking about loading up on the Qs. I think I'm setting myself up for a bad trade. But man, this SBET, I'm a little brokenhearted about it. And again, I wasn't around when it broke. I was away. I was leaving early Thursday. I wasn't around Friday. I wasn't around yesterday. I probably would have got a little bit more aggressive on the first break yesterday of 25. But we're in a gap now. We're in the gap candle. It legitimately could tack on, no joke, another 20 points from here. If you guys know about SBET. Because the harder they crash, right? The harder they go down, the faster they go down. There's these monstrous candles. So once you get into a big, let me show it to you. I don't know what PCLA. I see it on the sell side. I don't know that one. And also, my friends, I'm doing a midday show. If you're not catching it, please catch it. I'm doing one with Stock Market Media. One day I'm doing Stock Twits. And basically, I'm pretty much on the air from 12 to 1 almost every day. And if you'd like to join the website, I would gladly take the 2025 1 ounce Eagle Privy American Silver coin as payment. 100 of those would be nice. I need some silver. I need some Eagle Privies. I don't have any. Anywho, check this out. Check this out, girl. I'll house you. You in my hut now. My hut. When you're in my hut, you know what's up. Let your mind be free. Relax your body. Jump, jump. Look, we that's the 5-day VWAP, by the way. That's the Q chart. Look at what we did into the close. We actually had a 1 minute. Oh, hey, what's up? At least you got out at 85. I almost lost it. I almost lost twice on that same trade. And meanwhile, it turned out to be profitable trades. Anyway, we had a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal into the close on the Qs. You know when the last time we saw that? April 7th. Seriously. We haven't had a sell-off reversal multi-day VWAP break into the close in 3 months. It's the first one. And if you don't even know what I'm talking about, trust me. The bottom line is the market never goes down. This chart, we haven't seen this. This is like an anomaly. And what's crazy is, look, the market this morning told us that it wanted to go down there because it had this phantom print. These phantom prints are the matrix tipping their hand. The computers are programmed ahead of time what they're going to do. The orders are in. Tomorrow, Goldman Sachs is going to react to the earnings, but most of the orders are already going to be in. They know the earnings. They know what the stock's going to do. It's all pre-programmed. So every once in a while, the matrix slips up and tells you that, hey, they got some selling to do today. You might see the Qs back at that price, and then they went there. You have to take my word for it that line was that print happened this morning. We're seeing this more often because the computers are slipping up because the algorithms have taken over. This is AI trading. We're just humans fighting the AI, but we're not fighting the AI. We're joining the AI because the AI uses VWAP to trade. And it tells us what it wants to do. VWAP, prior day VWAP, and price action. And tomorrow, if we gap anywhere up here and we sell off, we're going to probably get, the 5-day right there. And then I know this might be hard to believe. We could actually officially be closed red today. We could actually have 2 days red on the Qs in a row. And we might be right back down to that 550 area, which is basically the 6 points that I'm counting on. And hopefully we could short it up here at 558 and get a running start. And they don't gap them down tonight. And then that's the 10-day. So we'll have a battle there first on the way here. So that's 10. Now 15 is probably taken into consideration that last sell-off. Ooh, the 15 is right underneath there. All right. So maybe we get something like that. Or you don't even care about that because this SBET trade. So let me show you what I was talking about. Why this became my favorite stock on the planet. And I should have retired. I mean, this was my baby. And not loading up on this, then I'm never loading up. Like, this was the one. This was the one. I said I was going to do it, and I chose not to. I bought 2 contracts, and then I stepped my game up. I bought 7 contracts. I had, instead of having 100 and 200 shares, I had 400 shares, 600 shares. There was zero reason not to load up on this. As soon as they saw the option, and the options were dirt cheap because the stock had been so dead. If you guys don't know about this, this is the move that we're in right here, right? But it's coming off this move. If you don't know about the stock, this is all real. So here's a 2-year chart of this stock, right? It's some split adjusted dog shit loser stock. I never heard of this thing, right? And then they did something with the new fad, mentioned something about MicroStrategy's idea, or a treasury filled of whatever, SRM, SBET. There's been a bunch of them. This one, right, had the reaction. I mean, look at this chart. This is as nasty as it gets. This is a 3-year chart. Yeah, it cleans it up a little bit. This 3-year chart, right? What did it do? Had a 1 for 10 reverse split there, right? And then it kept going down. It had a 1 for 12. So it's a 1 for 22 reverse split. The stock's actually negative $75. This has no value. Owning the stock, you owe somebody money. That's how shitty the stock is. But that's what makes it awesome, because we don't care. When the momentum kicks in, buy it, right? So this stock, after 2 reverse splits, goes from $2 to $124, crashes right back down to $8, right? That's when I get interested. You give me a stock that's crashed from 124 to 8, I'm keeping my eye on it, no matter what it is, right? So here's your 30 days. I'll show it to you really where it came from. Here's 30 days. So now you actually got to put it on a 30 days on an hourly, and you'll see it really clearly. 30 days on an hourly chart. There she blows, right? Right? Let's say you never knew. I mean, you got to know. So wait, let me get my face out of the way. You see that, my friends? That is $124 stock that went to $750. Tries to rally. It doubled, right? Low went to $7. This is $14. And then what did it do? Right? What did it do? That's the Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne, dotted orange line, is your 30-day VWAP, right? It's the monthly. Okay? So the reason we bought it, it was coming out of the Andy Dufresne meets the Kardashian bottom, right? So the easy part, right, was we just bought it here. And this was when we were just trading the stock, right? This was last week, right? No, this was the beginning of the month. We were just trading the stock. I didn't even know the options existed. Maybe they didn't even exist. So we're in this name. We're loving it. Getting paid, pulls back, holds the breakout, gets paid. And the first target was to get back to that big multi area. So now, fast forward to last week when I learned of this stock having options, it's a no-brainer. Because now, even though this is a pump and dump piece of shit that's probably going back to zero inevitably, now you're not risking as much money. And because the stock had collapsed and went sideways for such a long period of time, the option values were not expensive for a stock that could potentially go back to 120, right? So take a look at this. You had options. We started buying the $15 calls for $2. And, now it's a bad trade because I sold them, for 4, most of them, and 6 for the other ones. And I'm not even in the 15s anymore, but I rolled into some higher strike. But here, this is how it got started. They were 15 cents. They went to $15. That's 100 times your money. I mean, it's pretty sick. But we started buying them here on the pullback, on the turn. Was it when they hit $4 that day, and then we bought the dip at 2. Right. This is us buying them here. 180, 192 bucks, held them another day, sold some the next day, got stopped out. And then we started buying 17s and 20s. And here we are. But look at the stock, right? You don't have to own the stock and expose yourself to that huge risk anymore because the options are dirt cheap, right? So now that I'm hoping it doesn't go up tomorrow and could just consolidate these gains. Because if we consolidate above 27, which was the first target because that's the low print, 27.23, you're in these candles right now. Your reasonable target should be, right here. The bottom of the top of this candle, that's $37. This thing should easily tack on another 37 bucks. But once it gets through there, you're in this candle and that candle right there. The bottom of that candle is $45. This could get to $45, no problem, just based on air. There's nothing in between. It's once it fights through that little resistance there, you got $45 on the stock. And if it goes to 45, it's going to 120 because that's how this market's working now. It's insane. But it's great. This is the market that I love the most. Trading stocks, I have no idea what I'm trading. None. I have no idea what this company does, nor do I care. USAR, slightly familiar with what USAR does, but I don't care what they do. The name of the company is good enough for me. There's a USA in the ticker. I'm involved. USA, baby, right? Rare Earths, USA, Rare Earths Incorporated. Are you kidding me? How are you not buying the stock just based on the name of the company? That's it. Because it's a hot space right now. And this market, it's all about just popularity contests. What's more popular than this? Now, look at this dog shit. SPAC rips 100%, drops 50, rips 200, drops 80%, rips 300%, drops 50%, rips 100%, dips 50%, rips 100%. Let's go. So hopefully the next move after a pullback, maybe tomorrow to refresh, you're above this breakout. And we closed above it. This is a triple top break. There's nowhere for this thing to go except testing 1643 tomorrow, and you're over 1643. Then you're in here. You're looking at 1850, and this thing goes back to 1850. How does it not go to 20? And if this stock breaks 20 bucks, it's going to $50 because that's the way this market works. You're not going to just go up 12%. This stock breaks all-time highs after all this volatility and chop. 20 is probably going to get you 50. And they got options. You're laying out $1. $14 calls today, one for $1. I just banged them out $1.75. I feel stupid now, probably because I shouldn't have even sold any. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the free room. Kevin, if you're out there, Let me explain what happened. You bought, and by the way, if you're still out there for Money Map Press and you're still sour about it, all you had to do is contact me, right? I'm the nicest guy in this industry. I'm the most genuine, transparent guy. All you had to do was call me, find me. There was no scams or frauds. The company went out of business. Money Map Press. I worked for them, right, Kevin? Here's the story. I was running hitthebid.com, right? And they took my feed from hitthebid.com and simulcasted it for an hour and a half on their website, and they charged people for it. And I got paid a salary. I wasn't part of Money Map Press. I wasn't getting part of the revenue sharing of the company. I didn't have stock options. I was a nobody. I was an employee. I pressed a button and they launched me, and they launched a product around my website called Warlock's World. You bought into it. And if you read the fine print, when you buy a lifetime subscription, you're buying a lifetime subscription to the product that is being sold. You're not buying a lifetime subscription to me. Personally, that's slavery. I'm not trying to be funny here. There's no such thing as a lifetime subscription to a human being. Some people actually thought that's what they were getting. Now, I personally have offered 5-year plans on my website, which seems like a lifetime because some people don't make it 5 years. But what I did, because I was a nice guy, people got screwed. If you bought the lifetime subscription, next thing you know, 3 months later, it was gone. You felt a little slighted. I didn't do that. The company did that. Kenny Glick didn't shut the product down. They shut the product down because they weren't making enough money off me. And that's the story. So people who reached out to me, I said, hey, man, it sucks that you got screwed, right? I'm sorry you got screwed. Here, let me give you 6 months for nothing on my website to make you feel better. And most people, migrated over to me, other than the fact there were people that really thought that I would quit and left you alone. Why would I do that? Seriously, I was getting paid to do the job that I was already doing. Like that's somebody comes in, hey man, I like the way you breathe. Would you mind if I gave you $1 for every inhalation that you take today? What's the catch? No catch. Just as long as you breathe in and out, I'll give you $1. Oh, cool. I was already thinking about breathing today. That was what it was. I was doing zero extra work. I was just simulcasting my show and getting paid. It was the greatest time of my life. No joke. Greatest time of my life until it wasn't. And then when the whole shit house went up in flames because I told them, you're shutting my service down? Me? The guy that makes people money, the guy that told them as everybody was preparing for the bear market, I told them the bear market's over. You should be buying Carvana. You should be buying stocks right now. The market never goes down. Please buy stocks. Please buy stocks. Me, the guy that made people money, the guy that made people money most of the time on my trades, you're shutting me down. So I said it. Well, if you're shutting me down, it must mean you guys are going out of business. Whoa. Once I said that, they didn't appreciate that. Even though I was right, a year later, they did go out of business. Because if you're getting rid of me, obviously you don't know what you're doing, right? And now they're gone. So for 6 months, we had to go back and forth. All these lawyers got involved because they were all pissed off, and then they wanted to try to hurt me. Couldn't hurt me. They hindered me. They didn't hurt me. They hindered my business because I was in limbo because they pulled all those emails from me. I was ready to contact everybody, but they banned me or they took those emails away from me. I had no way to reach out. That's why I never stopped doing these videos on YouTube. I thought everybody knew I did a YouTube show. And that's the story. I wish there was more to tell. That was it. So now the people that migrated from Money Map Press as well as Raging Bull, everybody's made whole. If you're showing up now, again, I didn't get paid the subscription that you paid for a lifetime subscription. And the people that I work for Hit the Bid and Stock Market Media, They have nothing to do with that old stuff. So we can figure it out. If you're out there and you're seeing this video for the first time and you didn't know the whole story, yeah, just remember, I was getting paid to breathe. Why would I quit? Right? Why? And they went out of business. I didn't go out of business. Right? I'm still here doing the same thing. On that note, and I'll probably be here for a good another, how old am I? I got a good 7 more years of this. I don't know if I'm going to keep pushing past 70, 60, but we'll see. I mean, I love it. Doesn't take much to roll out of bed and crunch some charts and hang out and talk. Might talk less, a little bit slower, which some people, you know what? While we're sitting there, I'm getting an alert on that BMNR right now. No. Wow, it just went up 5 points? No. Did it? It did. Oh, I should have taken the alert. Speaking of alerts, dude, that's a 41.75 entry. My algorithm, right? See, the algo bought it. I didn't buy it. I have an algorithm found. Been working on it for 12 years. If you're ever going to join what we're doing now, now's the time. Because I got 2 things coming out that if you join the extravaganza package, see, not lifetime, extravaganza, you'll get everything that I'm offering. But I got an algorithm coming out. And for you guys that can't sit in the chat room all day, I finally got it. It'll give you the alert, why we're buying, where we're buying it, what the stop is, and the target. And pretty much all you need. All right. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Good luck. And may the market never, ever change. Greatest market ever. See ya.